Hello interwebs, I'm Eric and welcome to TheLooneyTurtle. A while ago I created a Q&A announcement but never delivered on that, so let's get that out of the way.
I hope my question gets answered.
I hope so too, but also that's kind of a problem. There wasn't really a large amount of time that people could ask questions for this Q&A video, so if you have a question that hasn't been answered in this video, then feel free to ask in the comments section and I'll either make a video again, a Q&A, but a lot sooner than this one, or I'll answer it just via a response comment, so yeah. Are you pancake? I mean awake? Yeah. Now I'm hungry for pancakes. Thanks.
Do you think a battle between Hulk and Mewtwo would be awesome?
Well, I've seen a lot of the Hulk, not a lot of Mewtwo though. But I think it'd probably be a pretty cool matchup.
Can I boo both you and Looney?
Well, I don't see why not. How did you do that?
If you were a pony, what would you like as a cutie mark?
Well, in a little... I don't know how long it's going to be until the video, but I'm doing a moment with Dr. Wolf, and there's an OC that I use that is going to have a cutie mark, so look forward to that.
Also, it looks like this.
How would you react if I said I have a plan that will take the analysis community by surprise?
How will it surprise us? I'm curious now. What is your plan, TK Hulk?
What do you think about the way cows are being treated in MLP? Well, it doesn't really make sense how some of the animals in MLP are treated. It's weird. They're farmed, but there's no reason for ponies to farm them?
Do you think Senpai will notice me?
I don't know. Who's your senpai?
What is your opinion on crystal ponies?
It was interesting that they were introduced to the world of MLP, but there wasn't much use out of them aside from being in the Crystal Empire. I like how recently they've been showing crystal ponies in the crowds, but that should have been an occurrence that just happened immediately rather than a little while later, so I think they're just a neat world element.
What do you do when you don't do YouTube stuff?
I watch lots and lots of videos. A lot of them on YouTube, others are just cartoons that I want to watch. Like recently I've been watching Code Lyoko. And you know, I watch stuff and then I'll probably have a job later.
Do you enjoy fan art of your OC?
Yeah, I enjoy fan art. It's interesting to see where people put Looney, like a comic would be interesting, but barely anybody draws comics of Looney. But I enjoy fan art. It's interesting to see everyone's take on how to draw Looney, how they would put Looney in a different situation, or, you know, various ways of using Looney as a character. So, yeah, I like that.
Are you going to be doing more dramatic readings? If so, could you do My Immortal?
I might do more dramatic readings, but I'm not really interested in a lot of the fan fictions that I've seen. If you link me to My Immortal, I'll give it a read, and I'll see if I want to do a dramatic reading of it.
Can you name your favorite and least favorite of the main six? Who are your top 3 MLP characters? What is your favorites list of MLP main 6?
Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Twilight, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Spike. What's an Applejack?
Disclaimer, I just don't care about Applejack. What is your favorite and least favorite character from MLP?
Discord on the top of the list because of how interesting he is, and Applejack at the bottom because of how uninteresting she is.
You're so plain, Applejack. So plain. Who is your favorite background pony?
That is a hard question considering we just had an episode about all of the background ponies.
Derpy? What is your favorite and least favorite episode from each season of MLP?
I'd have to rewatch all of the episodes in order to properly gauge that, and considering that I barely even participated in A&Y's countdown, I don't know if I'd really be able to do that.
What is your favorite and least favorite song from MLP?
I enjoyed a lot of the songs in this show, but I guess if I were to pick a favorite, it'd have to be Pinkie Pie's Lament, because of the journey that character went through in one whole song With Only Her, an inner struggle, I enjoy that song. I dislike Raise This Barn because of how repetitive it is and how obvious it is at its repetitive nature. Raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like that type of music that just repeats that same generic lyric that I don't like. Raise This Barn, my least favorite song of the show.
Who is your favorite MLP voice actor and actress?
Lee Tokar has to be my favorite voice actor from the show, and actress, the only one that I really know about, Tara Strong. Pizza! Okay, I guess that's not my favorite food. I'd have to actually go with rice.
What kind of music do you like?
I like a lot of instrumental music, as well as techno. Those are the two that I really gravitate towards because I enjoy them. But I can tolerate pretty much everything when it comes to music. But I more enjoy the type of music that you hear playing in the background of my videos.
What is your favorite kind of pie?
Pumpkin pie. Is that a character in the show? I forget the names of these ponies.
What is your favorite Pokemon?
The one that I've seen the most fan art because of my brother and that guy that have to go to Snivy. Snivy. I say Snivy. You can say Snivy. It's like GIF, GIF, JIF. Say it how you want.
What is your favorite superhero?
Right now I'm kind of torn between Superman and Batman because I really enjoy how intelligent Batman is. But I have a new appreciation for Superman as a character because he could ruin everything. But he's there on Earth because he wants to make the Earth a better place. Whereas Superman, I'm mixing names. Whereas Batman is a kid who wants to make everything better because his parents were killed. He doesn't want the same thing to happen to other people that happened to him. Whereas Superman, he's a god among us that just kind of wants to he wants to set an example, basically.
Do you like anime? If so, what is some of your favorites?
I don't really watch a lot of anime, so I can't really tell you what I like or dislike. I saw a little bit of Cowboy Bebop, but aside from that, I don't know.
You mysteriously went into a portal that labeled Equestria. You go through the portal and see Equestria and have a map of the whole entire world of Equestria. Where would you go? Why? What pony or ponies would you go and see? Why?
You've went into a lot of detail with this question. First I go to Twilight, and then I'd learn about all of pony culture, and if I can't, then I'd take the books to the human world and make so many videos based off of that. But before I go, I'd meet with all of the characters and see exactly how they'd interact with me. And then I'd probably leave with a lot of information on Equestria and Equestria's history.
Would you believe me if I said Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie got most of the inspiration for their characters from Optimus Prime, Sonic, and Deadpool?
There's a lot of similarities between those characters, so I wouldn't look past it. But I don't really think that it is the inspirations, considering how different they are from those counterparts.
Do you think MLP got better after Lauren Faust left, or worse?
I don't really focus on the writers of the show staff, or anything like that. I focus on the show itself, and I haven't really noticed a big shift in how they write the show or how it's managed, just that they're growing and doing new things every so often. So, as a short answer to your question, I don't know.
Can I recommend a video game for you to Let's Play? It's called Danganronpa.
Sure. I don't really do Let's Plays, but I could play it and see if I like it.
Do you like turtles?
I themed my channel around turtles, so I have to have some interest in them in order to give them the main focus of my channel, but I haven't ever had a turtle or cared for a turtle. I just got inspiration from using this thing.
Have you ever seen Littlest Pet Shop or Dan Versus?
I've seen Littlest Pet Shop, but haven't really cared to watch the show, and I've seen a few episodes of Dan Versus, which, Dan Versus is a pretty interesting show, I'll give it that. I like some of the weird things that Dan goes through, but it's not a show that I want to watch on a daily basis. Well, a weekly basis, or however often they make the episodes. I don't care for it, but it's an okay show as is.
Why did you change Looney's look?
Because the future! But if I'm being honest, I just wanted to change things up, and rather than add new assets that may not match the other assets, I just decided to change everything at once.
Is MLP a big thing in your life? By the way, your videos are amazing.
Thank you, I try, and I'm glad that there are people out there that enjoy my videos. And yes, MLP is a big thing in my life right now because that's what I do on my YouTube page. It's the show that introduced me to most of the people that I talk to online, so yeah.
Do you know Monster Cat?
I don't believe that I do.
You should link him in the description, well, comment section, not description. Description's what I edit. What do you think of Season 5 so far? Have you seen the new episodes of MLP, and if so, what do you think?
I like how the show is exploring a little bit more into the world of Equestria, because for now, the longest time, the show has focused on the MLP characters being in Ponyville, and they didn't really explore new concepts even when they were brought up. Twilight becomes a princess, they don't really explore that until now, which is strange because you've had the element for an entire season, but you've only decided to start using it, having Twilight work with foreign relationships in this season, and having Twilight fix things in a festival or stuff like that. They're exploring new concepts, which is important in keeping the show interesting for the viewers. If they had continued to do the same old things that they've done for the first 4 seasons, then I'm pretty sure there would be a big drop-off in the fan base. But I like the world building, I like the new towns that they've been in, and it's been a pretty interesting season. Although Pinky's recent episode confuses me because she went down south to go up north. Appaloosa is at the bottom of Equestria, and the Crystal Empire's on the top, and Ponyville's in the middle, so she went down to go up. Which, it confuses me, but there's minor elements like that in this season that have kind of done that.
Do you have a special sun pony?
No, of course not. I used to, but I don't now.
What's your favorite shows? Do you watch any cartoons other than MLP? If so, which ones?
Well, I like all of the classic cartoons. I never really watched Sheep in the Big City, though. But Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Code Lyoko I've been watching recently. That's an enjoyable show. I've also seen Doctor Who, and I avidly keep up with Doctor Who. There's Gravity Falls. Regular show, kind of. I just see that a little bit. Adventure Time, but I need to catch up with that show. I watch a lot of cartoons, basically.
Why does you pancake?
'Cause pancake am you.
Cookies or pie?
Pie. Because it's bigger, you got lots more to eat, and you can maybe just have a slice a day and enjoy that slice and put a bunch of whipped cream on top.
Yes, lovely, lovely whipped cream. If you were a pony, what kind? Earth pony, unicorn, Pegasus, or alicorn?
I notice that you keep
Pegacorn out of that. What's the deal? Is Pegacorn not a vile character?
But if I'm being honest, if I was a pony, it'd be a unicorn, which, as I said earlier, I'm going to be doing a moment with Dr. Wolf, and I have a character all set. I just have to edit the video or put it together or something like that. So, yeah, there's assets, and it's ready to make I just have to get back to Dr. Wolf.
What do you think of the Little Mac and Wii Fit trainer shipping? What do you ship and why one over the other? Sweetie Bloom X Looney or Stardust X Looney? What do you think about shipping?
Little Mac and Wii Fit Trainer, they're both fit. It works, I guess. Yeah. Sweetie Bloom X Looney, I don't really see as an actual relationship, more just like friends. Because Looney gets makeup put on him. He gets a bow put on him by Sweetie Bloom. That's more just kind of teasing. Whereas Stardust X Looney was actually canon for a little while, but then that ended, so, you know. In general, shipping's a fun little thing that the Rift loves to do a lot. Every so often you'll just go to the chat and see a bunch of people ship X blah 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 blah. Everybody is paired together. It's interesting to see the different characters that you can ship together.
On that note, how do you and Sweetie come up with that bit in the Meanwhile videos with you two?
Well, I recently made a rainbow-fied version of Looney, and it was just a funny little side joke that Sweetie's the reason that he was dressed up like that. He didn't want to get dressed up, but then he did, and eventually was just okay with it, like,
Oh, I'm a rainbow-pied turtle now. Wow.
Also 5 ponies. Decorating nightmare, but what lesser number combination works well?
this is one of those questions where I don't know how to answer it, because I don't understand the question at hand. I might just be stupid, but I just don't understand.
How would you react if my OC came up to you?
I would think that it's a very interesting combination, considering all of the stuff that you've listed out. It's like a Draconequus, but not a Draconequus like Discord, but it'd be different. I'd react the same way that you react to Discord. It's okay, it's a character, that's interesting. Interesting design.
What do you think the MLP series would be like if there was a monster powerful than Tyrek, more scary than all of the villains and monsters of Celestia and Luna's past, the monster being around longer than Luna and Celestia? The monster is very dangerous and not even the elements of harmony can stop it, and Twilight and her friends cannot stop the monster. I know this sounds like more of an idea than a question.
That would be a very weird episode, because there'd definitely be a Deus Ex Machina coming out of nowhere to save the day, and it'd be a curious question if that Deus Ex Machina would be used in the future, because it's, you just don't, you gotta ramp everything up, and then after it's all ramped up, you can't go anywhere, really. So I don't know.
If a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
42.
Do you know how the cutie marks on the main sticks keep going away and coming back?
Yeah. Do you want me to elaborate? They keep going away and coming back, but
Can you do it?
I think so. Is that a trick question? And who are you? That's not my voice.
Were Celestia and Luna's parents a unicorn or a Pegasus?
Could have been both. It could have been alicorns. It could have been literally anything, but the show hasn't cared to elaborate on that. So, until that actually gets addressed in the show, we have no idea if their parents were what. I don't know. They're a thing, and it happens.
Have you ever thought about why Wings on Rainbow and Scootaloo keep coming off?
Well, animation errors.
Are you a fan of crossovers?
I enjoy crossovers. Like a while ago, the Kids Next Door crossed over with Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and seeing the dynamic between those two very different groups, it's very interesting to see these worlds collide, and I wish that Cartoon Network would do that again. Those kind of combinations. And a while ago, they also did an Alien Invasion where all of their main shows had the alien attack happen to them and interact with them. I like seeing crossovers in general. So, yes I do. This one's very long, so let me answer it just going down the list. I don't know what breed of turtle he is, and I don't know exactly what he eats. He's a cartoon turtle, so he pretty much eats anything. He lives in Eric's screen because, Eric scanned Looney into his computer for reasons. Looney enjoys getting a weekly shell buffing, and if you support me on Patreon, he can afford that shell buffing. Does he look good in a turtleneck? I would hope so. Can he do impersonation of Donna Creeves? I don't think so. Does he like the I Like Turtles kid?
I think he's a bit creepy.
What is your or his favorite generation and member of the TMNT?
Don't really watch the TMNT, sorry to say. Weird for me, the person who themes his channel around turtles, not to actually watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but so be it, that's a thing. Does he like SMB? I don't know what SMB is, sadly. I can't, it's probably the most obvious thing, but I can't think of it at the moment. Does he know Tank? No, Looney does kind of avoids tortoises, but and he's not in the show, so yeah. When he plays Mario Kart, does he play as the Koopa? No, he's the green shell that's whizzing past you, or maybe it actually hits you, and then he disappears.
Is he really truly a turtle?
Yes, the proof of concept is the stone. This is Looney. He's a turtle.
If Looney could be any other animal, what would he be?
I don't know.
Mythical creature of sorts, I'm sure. Has Looney ever run in a race?
Yes, he went against a hare, but horribly lost because he's too slow.
Does he keep anything strange in his shell?
Not really, as far as I know.
How old is Looney?
I've kind of thought turtles live around 200 years, so I place Looney around 30 years old, but cognitive ability, he's around like 10, 13 at most. At times, but sometimes he can be more mature than he actually is. It's weird. I keep in mind the lifespan of a turtle.
What's his favorite movie turtle?
The Master of Disguise turtle guy, 'cause that was just random.
If you could cast Hollywood talent as members of a Brony analysis and review community in a movie about everyone's OCs, who would you cast as who?
Give as many examples as you feel inspired for. Digibro as Nicolas Cage, Tommy Oliver as Michael Jackson, Anthony C as Billy West, and A and Y as Gilbert Godfrey, because that'd just be funny. Keyframe as Emma Stone, Silver Quill as Liam Neeson, Dr. Wolf as Morgan Freeman, Can Cream as Tom Cruise, Looney as Robin Williams, and the moral of the story is that you shouldn't have me cast movies because I will not do it for the authenticity, I'll do it for the humor.
Is there a topic from MLP that you wouldn't cover? What topic do you want to see MLP cover?
Opposites, I love that. What would I want them to cover? I would want them to cover more gray areas, as I've expressed in my recent video. I would not cover the show ending, because I don't honestly care if the show ends. It's a show. It can end. I'll probably continue making videos about it until I get bored of making videos about MLP, but I wouldn't cover it ending. So, yeah.
Do you know /like Five Nights at Freddy's? Are you into video games? If so, what are your favorite games? Have you ever played Team Fortress 2? And if so, who is your favorite class? What is your favorite video game?
The game that I've played the most is Minecraft, but I've also played a variety of different games like Team Fortress 2, Terraria, Portal, DLC Quest, Antichamber. There's probably others that I'm not naming. Agar.io, various other games. I am a casual gamer at best. I don't really play a lot of games, but the ones that I do, I enjoy to an extent. So, yeah, there's also Portal 2 I've played, which I like the Portal series. It's a very interesting concept. And Terraria and Minecraft are very easy and open sandbox games. Agar.io I can just jump into and play for a couple hours and then leave. On consoles, there's I've played the recent Smash Brothers and the recent Mario Kart. Those are pretty enjoyable games, as well as the previous Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64. I don't know if that's the previous one. It's an old one, I know that much. So, yeah, I've played those types of games, as well as, a few really old games, so I'm an okay gamer, not a professional or anything like that. I don't spend my time playing too terribly many video games. Just Minecraft. Hours upon hours of Minecraft. And Five Nights at Freddy's. I almost forgot about that. I have played a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I just can't get into that game. It's too boring for me. And I don't like jump scares. They're cheap. Like, if you want to scare me, bring up some suspense. Don't just, boo! You're scared! Okay, now your heart rate's down. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna scare you! It's interesting to hear about the Five Nights at Freddy's backstory and theorize about that, but actually playing the games I am not interested in. Alright, this one I have written down so I can just give you everything. So, why a turtle? When I created this channel, I didn't have a full grasp on what I was going to be talking about. I knew that I wanted to relate to cartoons and have a mascot to theme the channel. At this point, I had been creating videos for 3 to 4 years and decided that I wanted a name that would stick with me for a few years. I started jotting down a few names, and I came up with 2 that night. And the first one, I can't remember. Second one, it went through a little bit of thought. I was sitting there, cartoons. What relates to cartoons? Something very cartoony. Looney Tunes. Looney what? Looney. And then I went over to my fish tank. When I had a fish tank, I would go over there and just kind of stare around, watch my fish move around. It clears your mind, really, because you're focusing on freaking fish. It's like staring at a wall. It's so boring. But while I was looking at the fish, and I no longer have a fish tank, I noticed a little figurine, which I've shown multiple times in this video, and it immediately kind of clicked there. TheLooneyTurtle. TheLooneyTurtle. So I wrote that name down, and it ended up just being the one that I chose. Initially, Looney was just a theming device, but after I did a collab with Nikki VMLP, I started to develop the character a bit more, to the point where I can answer the next question. How did you meet Looney? Looney's backstory, and congratulations on the achievement. Origin story, go! Looney started out his life as any other turtle. He was born on a beach and made it to the ocean. He came back for a few breeding seasons until Jothis, the wizard, came along and made him sentient. Looney lived with Jothis for a few years until he grew tired of the abuse that he was faced with on a day-to-day basis. Looney escaped, and since he needed money, since Keyframe made a nice little joke, I put this into his backstory as an actual thing. Looney went to the side of the street holding a sign saying that he will turtle for money. He didn't understand the full extent of that, so luckily Eric was the first to pass by, and he appropriately asked, what does turtle mean? And Looney, undoubtedly taking tips from the whores of the street, decided to respond saying,
Anything you want it to mean, sweet cheeks.
So, taken aback by this, Eric decided to just say, okay, Want to be my new turtle? I'll give you some money, and I'll give you some food, some water, give you a place to live. Just never say that again. And Looney agreed, and then he took Looney home. So yeah. After a while of taking care of a tank, Eric got tired of actually maintaining a tank, so he scanned Looney into a virtual kind of cartoonish ocean where Looney can do pretty much anything now that he's a cartoon character. And Eric, the character, so don't confuse it with my actual life, it's kind of a different circumstance for me as a person and the character of Eric. Eric lives alone in a one-bedroom apartment where he creates videos for the internet. He's very tech-savvy and literate, so every video in the fictional world he's making up on the spot because he got bored. In each video, Eric is talking to a webcam, and since he's very aware of the internet viewing him, he is looking at, the webcam. When he gets roped into a collab on someone else's channel, his screen gets completely taken over, so since he doesn't encounter this very often, he's not used to fixing that and getting out of a collab, so every time he's roped into a collab, he's stuck. So that's the story of Eric and Looney, the characters. It's weird and not really necessary, but it exists in the background nonetheless. Tips for people that are coming into reviewing and such. When I started creating videos, I expected to have a fan base that would enjoy whatever I produced. If I go back, I realized that I wouldn't watch any of my content because I was just making random videos that didn't really mean anything. That realization is the reason that I like to believe that it's the reason people enjoy some of my videos now, is because I realized I wouldn't watch any of my content. I still go back to my old pieces of work and realize and, acknowledge I wouldn't watch any of my videos. So first, enjoy watching what you create. Second, practice. Don't expect to have a fan base that will support you immediately. You have to work towards that. I didn't learn everything that I know about Premiere overnight. I didn't learn it in a month. I learned it over years of messing with the program and looking up tutorials and such. So don't expect to have a fan base immediately, but experiment as much as you can. Figure out what you enjoy making, what types of videos you enjoy making, and then once you figure that out, make consistent content. This can either be like a time basis or a visual basis. Each of my videos, you see a bunch of tweening on screen and just hear my voice and, occasionally see me on camera. That's the style of video that I've started creating. There's other people who have the Digibro or Tommy Oliver style of videos where they have their OC and a video on the corner of their screen. Just recognize what format you want to continue making videos with and roll with it. Try to do new things each and every video and figure out what works, what doesn't work. Criticize yourself. You should be your biggest critic. You can do a bit of research on how to use your tools, like your editing program, maybe you have a video editing program and a audio editing program. I know that that's what I have. You also might not have the best of tools. Like, I have this amazing mic. It's not the best in the world, but it's better than standard headset microphones. And why am I wearing this headset? I just realized I was wearing that this entire time, which is, I was in a call, so I guess that explains why I had it on, but Anyways, getting back on topic, this is a Samsung CO1U studio condenser microphone. It's around like $100 some odd for the entire podcasting kit that I got, along with this pop filter bought separately. You need to recognize what tools you have. At the time that I started making videos, I had a camera, not just a camera, a webcam. And I used that in whatever way I could. I just made vlogs. And then I started messing around with actual videos. So I got this nice little flip camcorder, broke it. I got a picture camera, broke it. Got another picture camera, broke it. I don't have a good history with cameras. But I got this one, and I learned to actually care for my cameras, so it's not broken yet. But recognize what tools you have and use those tools to your advantage. When people talk about starting up, they usually kind of start by explaining what editing programs they use, when that's not really the most useful for people who can't afford to buy editing programs. So go on the internet, try and find a free editing program. If you need to edit audio, there's Audacity, and it's free, it's open source, so it's useful enough. I'm using it right now to record the audio for this video because it's a camera's audio is never the best because they don't make microphones for cameras very well. But get some programs. Audacity has so many tutorials. Shao Music FX is making really good tutorials on how to use Audacity and how to clean up your audio, so look at his tutorials. You could also go to the YouTube Creator Hub and use that to your advantage, because they give you a lot of advice on how to market yourself, how to brand yourself. And it's like a class. You're learning how to do what you want to do. And it can be applied to pretty much anything, I believe. Any type of YouTube video creation you can learn how to do via the YouTube Creator Academy. I haven't gone through the entire course, but I've seen a few of the videos, and they're useful. They're very, very useful, and I wish I had watched them when I started out with making videos. There's also free editing programs that come along with your what is it called? Your operating system. That's what the word I was looking for. Windows usually has Movie Maker already installed, and it's a free program anyways, I believe. There's also Final Cut. I think Final Cut is the one that's free on Apple, but I'm not sure. I know that there is a free editing program on Apple. Understand the tools that you have for free, and then once you get some money, once you grow as a creator, you can start improving your tools as you go along. Don't start a Patreon right when you start out. I have a Patreon, and I'm not even making enough money from it because I'm not advertising it well enough. So don't work towards making money off of your videos first. Don't work off of having a fan base when you start out. Work towards enjoying the process of making videos, and that will probably put you on the right track. Recognize your tools, all this stuff. I hope my rambling actually means something to the people watching this video. The final thing that I put on this, I had an entire paragraph that I was just going to read, but it's better to just explain it. There's also a bunch of different people that you can go to and ask, hey, can you help me? This could be your friends, your family, creators that aren't too terribly popular or busy, like me at the moment. I don't really get a lot of comments saying, hey, how should I fix my videos? It's a rare occurrence for me, but that might change now that I've told everyone that I'm pretty much free to talk. So, I'll be aware of that. If you just acknowledge that there are some creators out there that might be willing to help you. Look for some people that are on your level, like you're under 100 subscribers. Look for someone about 100 or around that area. If not, then go for the next bracket up, 200 subscribers. Who's making the same content and why? And look at their videos, find out what they're doing, and maybe ask them for help on how to do what they do. build off of other people, and make friends along the way. So, yeah, I hope that helps any new creator. How did you become a brony? During the Season 1 hiatus, I started marathoning a variety of different shows like Doctor Who, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Ed, Edd and Eddy, among others. My brother had recently started drawing pictures of My Little Pony and expressing his interest in the show. Since I didn't really have anything better to do, I watched the entire first season in a day. Since then, I've been keeping up with the show, because why not? It's just a show I watch. And with all those questions answered, I will see you guys next time. I'm probably going to be talking about Gravity Falls.